So how about them Tigers? Four times in a row, joining Steve Spurrier's Florida Gators, and the current Oklahoma Sooners is the only teams to do that from the Power Five. And I forgot if it was ever in the current era or whatever it was. Very proud of these Tigers. Come in and take care of Pitt after the Coastal throws atrocious teams at us. Take care of everybody. Win almost every game by 20 plus points. You know, this season went, other than a little bit of adversity at the beginning with the Kelly Bryant / Chase Bryce / Trevor Lawrence stuff that went on, especially during that LSU game and the Texas A&M game as well. Since then, it's been pretty smooth sailing, some defensive problems and all of that. But man, so proud of this team for coming through and, doing what they set out to do so far. 13-0, back in the playoffs for the fourth straight year, and ready to take on those Notre Dame Irish. Ready to get another win against Kelly, make him look terrified again, just like he did in 15 coming out of that tunnel. He didn't want none. And this time it's going to be a massacre. But we'll talk about the Notre Dame game later. Today I want to talk about if the committee got it right. And if I have issues with the committee. I have issues with leaving UCF out. I think that they've more than proven that they deserve a chance. I think that the AAC at the top is as good as the middle to top tier in some Power 5 conferences. So I think that they are getting some quality wins. Most good Power 5 teams are scared to schedule them. So it's not like they can just go schedule whoever they want. I think they deserve a chance. Now, if we're just going the way the current system has and have the Power 5 teams, I think it got it right. Most people in America think they got it right. And looking back last night, or 2 nights ago, at Kirk Herbstreit's logic for them getting in, and all of a sudden we shift all other logic that we've used the whole college football playoff era, go complete SEC bias, and say that Georgia deserves a spot. Let's just break this down. We'll break down the stuff. Okay, first of all, we'll throw out UCF, even though I think they deserve it, because the committee was never going to give them a chance. So we'll throw UCF out, and we'll look at, Ohio State. Yeah, you got drubbed by Purdue. So we're going to throw you guys out. And it comes down to Oklahoma and Georgia. Now let's look at Oklahoma. They got revenge on Texas, their only loss of the year. Okay. So they've beat everybody they faced this year. Officially, they've beat everybody they faced this year. They have unquestionably the best offense in the country. Yes, their defense is horrible. And any playoff game they have is going to be a shootout. It'll be a shootout with Alabama. So yes, they do have a very bad defense. They do play better offenses than the SEC or ACC or Big Ten or anybody else like that. But yes, their defense is atrocious. Now let's look at Georgia. Georgia lost to the 2 best teams they played. They got smacked down in Baton Rouge. Yes, it's tough to play in LSU, but freaking Troy won there last year. Alabama decimated LSU there, so don't give me that. Oh, it was a really tough game. Almost everybody would have been blown out there. Almost everybody wouldn't have been blown out there. Very few respectable programs actually would have lost as bad as Georgia did in Baton Rouge this year. So they got that. Get to the conference championship. Alabama's playing about their C game, but Georgia's playing great. They get up by a score of 28-14. Everything's looking dandy. Then the defense for the second year in a row just implodes. The coaching implodes, and Georgia falls apart, gives up 21 straight, and they lose. So they're sitting there at 11-2. Let's look at who their wins were. They had 2 ranked wins. I can't remember how many Oklahoma had. I want to say Oklahoma had 3 ranked wins. So you got 2-2 versus 3-1, I'd say. Somebody's going to have to fact check me on that. I forgot. I saw it, but I forgot. And you look at Georgia's best 2 wins, they are against SEC East teams and the SEC East, you say what you want, the SEC East is like it's been since 2009-ish, still down. There's some very overrated teams in there. You got wins against Kentucky and Florida. These are impressive looking wins because Georgia did dominate both. But you look at Kentucky, second half of the year, Kentucky pretty much had a non-existent offense. They were anything but great looking team. Anything but it. Florida got shellacked by Missouri. They got that loss to Kentucky early in the year. Lost 2 games at home, got shellacked by Missouri, got beat down by Georgia and should have lost to South Carolina at home. Didn't play good at home all year, really. So you look at the resumes, it's not even really close. I mean, Clemson obviously did not have a great resume this year as far as wins go, but they still had a better win than Georgia did at Texas A&M team that beat LSU that shellacked y'all. A Texas A&M team that was very, they were undefeated at the time. It was the beginning of the season. Everybody still got a chance then. And Clemson also didn't have the same offense we had now. We were balancing between Bryant and Lawrence. So that win alone is more impressive than any of Georgia's if we're looking at the quality of the opponent. So Georgia loses to the two best teams they played, and they think they deserve a chance. Another chance. How many chances do you guys want? I know how frustrating it is to be a Georgia fan. Y'all are, with Tennessee, the most tortured fan. I'll say Tennessee and Michigan, the most tortured fans in college football. He ain't done nothing. You got to the championship game, but blew it. You blow it every time you get in a major game. Every time you have a chance to bring home a big trophy when it matters, you blow it. And so you're desperately digging now. I've had so many Georgia fans in my Twitter feed. So your logic is you play in the SEC. You play in the SEC East. You don't play in a great division. It's not a great division. I'm sorry. It's not. I know don't talk about the ACC. I could care less about the ACC. All I care about is what happens when we get to the playoff. But you lost twice, so it does come into play for y'all. So your arguments are SEC, and we kept it close with Bama, so we're great. Now, I have no doubt that you're better than Notre Dame. I have no doubt about that. Still think Oklahoma is better than you guys, but I have no doubt that you guys are better than Notre Dame. I have no doubt you guys, I don't know if you'd beat Ohio State right now, but I know y'all are better. I mean, I would choose Georgia. But you cannot lose two games. You had your chance against Bama before anybody else did, and you blew it. You can't just keep getting chances. Should Clemson have had another chance in 2015? We were so close to beating Alabama. So close. Should we have gotten another chance? Say, we should have played them another week later because it was close, and we were clearly one of the best two teams, so we deserve another shot. Y'all see how stupid that is and how much that would ruin college football? Okay, if you want this rematch, A, get there again next year. B, we do need to expand the playoff. We expand the playoff to 8 teams, and UCF, Ohio State, Georgia, all get a shot. Do they deserve a shot? Only UCF does out of those 3. But hey, everybody gets a shot. In the current system, if you're going to take 4 teams, Georgia, you got your chance. You have these other elite teams that have dominated their conferences. They deserve their chance against Bama, and Bama against them, and vice versa. You cannot lose twice and blow a game like that and just say, well, I think, based on the eye test that we're one of the 4 best teams in the country. You can't do that. Why play the games if results don't matter? And who knows? Maybe, I still think it's unlikely, maybe Oklahoma beats Alabama. Clemson beats Alabama. We deserve chances. Everybody deserves a chance that has dominated their conference and has won their conference, and we'll leave Notre Dame out because they're pathetic and too scared to play in a conference. But, these other guys deserve it. Oklahoma deserves it. You didn't get shellacked by LSU? Sure, you'd be majorly in the discussion. But this entitlement from the Georgia fans and from some of the media and SEC bias is disgusting. There was not a great conference this year. The SEC was not a great conference. The Big Ten was not a great conference. There were some conferences that were slightly better than others. Obviously, this has been a horrible year for the ACC, the Pac-12. The ACC is still better than the Pac-12, but there was not a dominant conference outside of Georgia, and they didn't even show they were dominant all year because they lost to LSU. But outside of Georgia, and didn't play anybody out of conference. But outside of that, it's just been Bama as it always is. LSU showed shakiness throughout the year, didn't look great. Florida, not great. Kentucky, not great. Mississippi State, absolutely not great. Another atrocious offense. So you're basing everything on the fact that you kept it close with Bama and you play in the SEC. And that's just not going to cut it. Okay? The SEC hasn't been far better than everybody else since 2011-ish, okay? So you have to give everybody a chance if we're going to have a 4-team playoff. I was just mind-boggled. go create your own little 14-team league and do whatever you want over there. Y'all can go 6-6 and still claim you deserve it because you keep it close with Bama. You can go 5-7 and still, hey, we kept it. We only lost by Bama. I mean, it was a 2-touchdown game. We deserve another chance. So get on out of here with that. They do say, okay, the best 4 teams, da-da-da-da-da, but it doesn't mean the best 4 teams from one conference are the best 4 teams, even if one team keeps losing to another or another team has a lot of losses or something like that. Let me know what you guys think. But I think it was kind of ridiculous that I even needed to come on here and talk about if the playoff got it right and all that kind of stuff. But hey, it is what it is. So let me know what you guys think. Go Tigers.